Hi, my name is Baveen. I am from discoveryourlifetoday.com. I'm going to talk to you about how you can travel to different places without ever leaving even just the room you live in and stay in. There are many different places you and I could go and be right now, but sadly, many people watching this video right now wish instead of traveling, they could just trade places with someone else instead. It is what it is. What if you could be yourself and experience life differently? Would you really want to? Did you know that in meditation you can travel to different places? You don't have to trade lives with somebody else. You can experience many amazing things just being yourself. Traveling during meditation became very apparent to me one meditation. During this 30-minute meditation, I sat down and was able to visit places that weren't even of this earth. I was even able to experience life from someone else's perspective and live in that person's body while I was experiencing how they feel and what they felt. You may not believe me, or perhaps you think this is not even possible. That's okay. This was my experience. It does not have to be your reality, and I'm okay with that. All I want you to know that it is possible. Okay? Am I some sort of yogi, some sort of guru? Was I able to transcend time and space, or did I connect with an alien and travel with the alien? Did I have some sort of outer body experience? What happened? I don't know, but all I do know is the answer to all those questions is no. I'm not a yogi. I did not travel with an alien. I did not have an outer body experience. I did not transcend time and space, none of those things. What happened to me, I believe, I just became more aware in that moment. I closed my eyes and I understood what I was and what I was not for that slight moment. I connected to something inside myself that connected to something outside of myself. When I say that, I really want you to understand that. I connected to something within myself to connect to something outside of myself. When I closed my eyes, I stopped focusing on the physical world around me that I believed to be reality. Closing my eyes and opening up my heart in that moment made me and gave me a way to understand things around me. It gave me an outlet to understand different environments that I have not been to or even heard of, especially places I haven't even experienced, or many of us have never experienced. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I always heard about Havana, Cuba. I listened to all the stories about how this was the place that the Americans or the American people would go. This was kind of like their playground. This is where the rich Americans were going and succeeding. In my mind's eye, kind of right there, I always pictured Havana and what it must look like. All these different stories. I kind of pieced them all together, things I heard in school and what people would tell me when they would go on trips, pictures, things on television and stuff like that. But it never really occurred to me to open up a book, read about Havana, or even go online and actually look at pictures of Havana for myself. I'm actually really happy I never looked at those pictures or even took time to go online and do all these things. This allowed me to use my imagination and develop pictures that I believe to be true about the streets, the people, the food, and what Havana, Cuba must really look like. I traveled to Havana, Cuba, believe it or not, long before I actually went there in person. When I did see Havana, it was in my mind first, and then what I saw. When I went there and I actually saw it in person, my mind had pictured amazing architecture that was Spanish influenced, great people, very welcoming, the food, the music, the whole concept of the cigars and the smell and all that kind of stuff. It all kind of was in there, and these images and these amazing places and walking on these streets and going to the water and all that stuff, things I had never done or seen, but I was able to see within my mind long before it happened. Being able to go to a different place was so easy. And I believe it's so easy for all of us. We can all close our eyes right now and walk and walk to places and go to places that we've never been to without even leaving our meditation area. My meditation area is actually right behind me. It's on the floor in the same room that I record these amazing videos that I hope that you believe are amazing videos. We can experience what others have experienced and what we have not experienced anytime we want. We can experience the pain, the happiness, the success, the losses, and the journey of other people without even having to speak to them. Because once we learn how to connect ourselves inside to what's on the outside, we'll start doing this. How can you do it? That's the main thing. You have an imagination and you need to learn how to use it. When we were kids, we were told by the adults in our lives, our teachers, our parents, whomever, to stop using that imagination. It will not serve us. But look at all the great that does come out of having such an imagination. When you travel by using your imagination, you open up to new possibilities. You channel different energies and vibrations that you cannot touch, hear, or see. Your imagination becomes a way for you to look at and consider things differently than the way you see them. You begin to consider both sides of the story, not just what you're comfortable with, but even things that you're not comfortable with. By visiting other places, you see them from the viewpoint of other people, and you unzip the old you. Unzip and walk out of the old you to become a new person. So just imagine that, you unzipping yourself and opening yourself up, and this new person walking out of you who can imagine and see things differently in this universe. You can experience life from your third eye's perspective and become aware of the person you are, the person you are not, and become aware of people and places and things that you've never even concerned or considered yourself thinking about. This can all happen in meditation. This is, of course, how I do my best to enjoy these moments. Use your consciousness to connect to the unseen. Sit down and close your eyes and travel to different places. You can do this in guided meditations. You can guide yourself. You can allow others to guide you. You can just let your imagination run wild. But once you start connecting, you'll actually start seeing the reality of what's out there. These places will allow you to and these thoughts will allow you to really start connecting. And once you're ready for it, maybe you can start connecting to past lives or maybe even future lives that you haven't had. There are instances of people being able to see, the future before it even happens. People like Nostradamus who have been said to predict the future. Well, how could they have done this? I think they've connected into something inside themselves that allows them to see something outside of themselves, write it down and explain it to people, and then let the reality of everything around them come into fruition, so we can then later judge the words and say, look, what this person said did in fact happen. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Maveen Kaura. This is probably one of my longer videos on things I want you to think about or consider. Really interesting, I think, being able to travel outside of your own thoughts and outside of your own reality, checking out different places, going to caves and exploring things outside of you. I know it sounds kind of woohoo, but I think you can do it. I know I have been able to slowly tap into these things for myself. I really hope you can start tapping into these things for yourself. Let me know some of your personal experiences and how that's been for you. Remember to leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out some other videos. Remember to share this content, and I hope you go out and have yourself a fantastic day. Thank you.